Tax time doesn't have to be stressful. You want to know what it feels like to be stress free? Call the professionals at SJC Financial Solutions. We can provide you with professional and experienced staff, electronic filing, individual and business tax returns. We provide bookkeeping, payroll, IRS collection representation. You can reach us at 800-542-1393, or you can log on to www.yourtaxremedy.com. That is yourtaxremedy.com. We are an authorized e-file provider, and we are IRS enrolled agents. Again, tax time doesn't have to be stressful. Know what it's like to be stress-free. Call SJC Financial Solutions. Mention this ad and get a 10% discount.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the Wrath of Ruthless. Of course, it is still anniversary season, ladies and gentlemen. And today, uh, we're having a nice long sit down with uh, two of our founders. Of course, first up, you know him, you love him. He's been co host on the Wrath of Ruthless, of course. Also done the previous podcast, the Wars Into a Justice cast. And of course, you saw his pieces in the early days of Wars Into a Justice itself. I'm being joined today by Ronin. Welcome back.
What's going on with everybody?
So, of course, as you guys noticed from the previous podcast, we're doing a number of anniversary podcasts. They're covering as many folks as we can get a hold of. But covering a lot of stuff, just having good classic conversations. Want to get you all, up to date on them, what they're up to, how things are going as we get, deeper into the show. 4 years later, how things are going. So yeah, Roman, why don't you tell folks where you are, what you're up to these days? First up.
Okay. Well, I mean, shit, man. One thing's for sure, man. Just still staying out here, pretty much, man. I'm still in Nashville, Tennessee, living and working, trying to make a way out of no way. Other than that, man, I mean, main thing is you just trying to keep control of my mind and my body, man. Just keeping my life drama and sucker free, pretty much.
Awesome, awesome. Now, uh, folks probably don't know about your big workout kick that you've been on since you were last, on the main show, man. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, man? Because I definitely saw the video.
Okay, cool, man. I mean, mainly, it's just really a simple 5x5 workout that I've been doing through an app called Strong Lifts 5x5. You can actually find Strong Lifts, the channel, on YouTube, and that's basically where I learned. I just wanted to find something just to get myself back into a position where I can get my body back to functional strength. And so far, I mean, I started back in October 3rd, and I got some significant results with the workout that I was doing. And then I just decided after that to go ahead and completely start it all the way over from scratch and start from the first of the year all the way to see how far I get to my birthday. Basically, the goal that I do have for by my birthday, which is October 30th, is to one, be able to bench press at least 10 reps of my body weight in bench
Hmm.
press, and I'm 220 pounds right now since I last weighed myself. So if I can bench press 10 reps of 220 by October 30th, that's a good thing. And then all with warm up. And then my other goal is to be able to squat and deadlift twice my body weight, my current body weight, which is 220. So you're looking at 440 pounds on the deadlift and 440 pounds on squat at 10 reps after warm up, of course, and just to see how far I can get. I mean, I figure so far, I mean, I've been gradually increasing my strength right now. The max I've been able to squat so far is 270 pounds at the moment. My max deadlift up to this point, which I know I can go heavier, but because I'm just adhering to the actual workout, strictly to the workout, right now I'm at 295 pounds. I'll be going for 305 tomorrow. So my goal is I'm on track to actually hit my goals, but the expectation is by the time my birthday comes around, I will have already met and surpassed that at least 5 reps. So we'll see how it goes, though, man.
All right, there you go, man. Now, uh, we tend to get into a ton of random conversations. As folks know, we have been doing this for years. We even started today with that. Without getting too deep into that past conversation, man. Um, it it how to put this? It always seems to me that we find ourselves uh, doing things to improve ourselves, and still worrying about the things that we haven't gotten to that mastery point yet. Like what you were talking about before, compared to what you're doing with the workout, it's like, man, you're making great progress in an area, and it's crazy how one moment of our own personal flaws can make us overlook that improvement. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, and again, one of the things, I mean, honestly, like I said, I've been gradually improving, but here in the last few weeks, many of the weights that I've hit, or the levels that I've hit, I mean, I've actually failed on a few sets. So it's like I've actually been stuck at a particular weight
Hmm.
for, the last few weeks and things like that. But the thing is, even though I might fail or I may drop down or something like that, drop in weight, it's like I'll eventually get right back up to it and I'll be able to push past it. But the main thing, again, is just my goal is just to maintain consistency towards that goal. I mean, because the goal overall isn't to see if I can really, you know, get to the. I mean, I just give those targets. Those are just targets to reach for. But the ultimate goal of doing that workout is just functional strength. I just like for my body to be strong. You know, if I'm gonna, I mean, I don't necessarily got to win any bodybuilding contests or anything like that, but I do expect I expect to be able to hold my own and be able to take care of my body as best I can, and that discipline in doing that translates into other things as far as like business and entrepreneurship and just total, overall self improvement. So that's been my primary focus, man. It's gonna be that for the rest of my life.
Now that is a question. Are you going to enter any of those kind of contests?
I'm not going to enter any bodybuilding contests, but I do want to get back into being as physically active as I was when I ran track and field in high school and college. So,
Okay.
I mean, given I'm not going to be sprinting or anything like that, but I would like to get into, I want to say at least within the next year, I'm going to get into martial arts. And I'm also, just today, or actually the last couple of days, I've been looking at possibly participating in my first Spartan race in September. So I'm actually looking to go ahead and train for that now.
Nice.
Yeah, they got a Spartan race coming up in September at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. So, I mean, September, that's pretty much 6 months from now. 6 months from now to do just the sprint version, which is a 5K or 3.1 miles
Hmm.
of the obstacles. That honestly would be a pretty interesting challenge. And I think, again, it's something else to add to, just my stories, just my list of adventures and accomplishments. So, I highly recommend that if anybody's considering it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can look up for on YouTube just to, to try to prepare for things like that, or because I have no idea. I've never run one, but I know I'd love to complete that. Now, the last one was last August, but we were down in Austin during that time, so
Yeah.
that obviously wasn't going down. But I said the next time it comes around, I definitely want to go ahead and compete. So.
There you go, man. No, it's always interesting to to think about the things that we use to kind of keep ourselves up and moving forward. I know for me, that's kind of constantly finding new things to write, as well as revisiting old writing.
Hmm.
Um, it's a question of what is self improvement. Not necessarily like, is it always necessarily gigantic gains and changes, or is it just maintaining ourselves and making ourselves more efficient versions of ourselves? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, it's honestly it's a bit of both. I mean, it just kind of depends on what your desire is or what your objective, your personal objective is. It really comes down to I like that definition of, continuously. I call it self-optimization. So,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like again, and I've always said this, it's like I've never really been good at I don't create things, but I can optimize a lot of stuff. Like I can see something, I can make an improvement on it. But other than that, I don't really create a whole lot of things. But I notice, and like what you said with that self improvement, I mean, sometimes it's climbing Mount Everest, or it's what, how efficiently can I get to this area? How much more efficient can I make myself? How much faster can I get things done? How much I make myself better by making myself more efficient. And honestly, I mean, my thing is I do a little bit of both. That's what I said with the weights, with lifting weights and stuff like that. For me,
Hmm.
it's about how much stronger can I get? How much weight can I move with proper form? Whereas that's where the efficiency comes in. But also with like physical activity and stuff, I just like being active because I find that when I'm more active, I get a lot more done. I have a lot more energy, and I age less, I guess would be the best way to put it. So that's where my efficiency would come in. How can I make my body and my mind more efficient? That's why it's like I read certain books, so that's why I can learn how to, generate streams of income so that I'm not always working. I'm not sitting behind a desk for the rest of my life. It's like, how can I find ways to make money, make more money, so that I have the time and the money to do the things that I really want to do, which is continue to find ways to improve myself on a mental, physical, financial, spiritual, all those levels.
Yeah. I think that's an interesting way of looking at it. Self optimization.
Mhm.
Not necessarily making major changes to yourself, but making yourself run at the best efficiency of yourself. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people get that. I think that people get that idea that the only way to self improve is to make major changes. You know,
Right. Hmm.
it's like, no, you can just get better at the stuff you do, and that will make you better.
Right. And another thing that really bothers me is when people talk about focusing on your weaknesses. I I remember a couple of interviews that I went on once before
Hmm.
back. They were like, "Well, what do you feel is your greatest weakness?" And of course, everybody gives some generic dumbass answer that it's kind of like, "Why are you asking me about my weakness?" I had to sit and think about that for a second. I was like, you know what? The next time I ever get that question, it's probably gonna come as a slap in the face when I answer it. But it's like I don't have any weaknesses, or at least you know what? You know who focus on weaknesses? Weak people. Strong people focus on their strengths, and they focus on how can I maximize my strengths to where they overshadow any weakness that I may have or perceive that I have. And then I also had somebody say, well, we don't call them weaknesses, we call them opportunities for growth. Don't I fucking hate hearing stupid shit like that. But I do. It's like changing the name of something doesn't change it.
It doesn't
Okay?
change the
Just
nature of it.
exactly. It's like stop with that self talk, stop with that half-ass bullshit. Just I much rather ask somebody, what are your strengths? Because the thing is, once you realize and you recognize, or some people don't know, well, okay, what are you good at, or what do you like to do? But as they
Hmm.
learn to identify that, energy flows where attention goes. And that's why if you devote your energy to your strengths, that's going to grow. You focus on your weaknesses, of course, that's all you're ever going to focus on. You're never going to nurture your strengths, which means you're going to be less efficient, and you're going to be a mediocre version of yourself at best. So, I always try to now with that mindset, I try to focus on my strengths. So, you know, but other than that, I mean, really, it just comes down to, like you said, I like the way that you put that. It's just the most efficient version of you.
Yeah.
Because the more efficient you are, you increase your longevity by doing that alone. So, but again,
Well,
teach their own, man.
yeah, people have to find their own path. That's
Hmm.
what it comes down to in the end. Some people take unconventional paths to get to what they see as improving themselves. Just what it is.
Exactly. And another thing is like, try, do your damnedest to not take your entire life to find your path. We all grew up with certain beliefs, certain systems and stuff that were put in place that we were forced to adhere to growing up. At some point, you got to understand it's still your life at the end of the day. The only person that can live your life is you. And at the end of the day, the decisions that you make, you got to start making those decisions for yourself, because you can't make decisions for someone else and then get mad. You can't make other people's decisions for you and then get mad because you don't have anything to show for it. At the end of the day, it's like you have to remember you can always take into account suggestions, but ultimately you have to make the final decision as to what you want or what's best for you. Sometimes it may not be the right decision, but at least if you made it under your own terms, I'd rather bump my head based on my own actions. At least I can say, I made my own decisions. I did it my way, as opposed to if I did someone else's way and then, now they got what they wanted, but I have nothing to show for it because I've done that before. And it's funny, I
Hmm.
mean, with us talking about, when I talk about this, the one thing I do remember told me years ago, man, is make smart moves. You didn't say do this or do that. You just said make smart moves, and left it up to me to decide what the smartest move was. And then, of course, we'd have our conversations about that and say, you know what, yeah, that was pretty smart, or yeah, that's pretty stupid. It's like that wasn't a smart move, obviously.
Mm.
But all in all, the only thing you said was make smart moves. Now it's like, if you tell a motherfucker to make smart moves and they just don't know how to make that smart move, they just got to bump their head. But again, now I'm just rambling, so
But that's the thing, though, man. Like the concept of, and I had to get myself in line with this, is that we oftentimes tell other people what to do in their own lives. Oh man, you
hmm
gotta do this instead. Nah, man, see that's what your problem is. You doing this too much. It's like no, like the 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 real secret is not I have the answers here. Let me give them to you. It's think about what you're doing already in the lens of smart or stupid. And if this is a stupid idea, don't do it. If it's a smart idea, do it. You can have a smart idea and still, end up losing and being wrong. That's human nature. That's the nature. That's the fundamental nature of the universe. Sometimes, even though it was a smart idea, it was the wrong decision. You know,
hmm
and so it's okay to have those moments because yeah, those are the moments that are actually real. Like that's really where we find ourselves. Sometimes doing the correct thing, making the correct choice still ends up with us losing because yeah, in life sometimes you lose. But
hmm
at the same time, you know, if you can avoid the stupid mistakes by making the stupid decisions, by not making the stupid decisions, you give yourself a better chance to be right and a better chance to have the outcome you want. So again, it's that thing I always talk about. It's that mastery of self, man. It's like it's not just having an understanding of what you want in life. It's understanding who you are and how you get things accomplished. So take that thing and make the smartest decision you can as you are. Remember the movie Heist? We watched that like years ago. But the Gene Hackman movie with Del
absolutely,
Orlando. Remember when he
yeah.
says to DeVito, and when he's asking about the plan, how he came up with it, he says, "I try to think of somebody smarter than me, and then I do what he would do." Like that is the most genius bullshit line in the entirety of movie history. Because yeah, like think of yourself as your smartest. Would the smartest you could be make the same decision you're about to make now? No. Okay, then don't do that. Like, that's so simple.
No,
You don't
don't
have
do
to-
it.
Like,
Like, yes. If the answer is yes, well, give it a try. See, hey,
give
fuck
it
it,
a
go
try.
for it. See what happens.
Yeah, but if the smartest you would not make this
But
decision,
yeah,
don't do it. Like, duh. Oh man. Oh,
and
speaking of very
man,
stupid
but and
decisions,
that's
I got a stupid decision that you got to hear about. This shit is crazy. This is not in a good thing. This is a sad story, but the people involved in this are gonna get their asses whooped by most of the planet. So in Paris, France, this just happened. Like this is hours ago. All right, poachers hopped the fences at the zoo overnight last night and shot a rhino in the French zoo and stole its horns. Again, in Paris. Like, dude, you want to piss off white
wow,
people? Like, oh, you thought you were gonna just get
wow.
away with it? Like, how stupid are you? I'm gonna hop the fence at the zoo with security cameras in one of the most populous cities on the planet and hope to get away with this. Like, sure, they'll probably never find that rhino's horn. It's probably already being used for whatever stupid shit they still poach that shit for, because like it literally has been proven wrong by science. But you hop the fence to shoot, which means there are bullets in the rhino that they'll be able to trace back to your gun. Because this isn't 1840, ballistics exists. Like,
All right.
oh my goodness.
Wow. That is thrill seeker liquor store holdup times 10 to the 23rd.
Yeah, and the ultimate stupid move. Like, the only place worse to have done this would have been the London Zoo because London is literally all cameras.
Wow. I guess it, man. That you know what? It wasn't me. To fuck them. Better them than me. Yeah. Yep. Nope. The answer to
Just
that is just no. That's why. In my head, the ratchet side of me is like, bitch, why? Why would you even do something? Why? That's stupid. Why the
why?
fuck would you do that?
Why? What was the point?
What the fuck did Rhino do to you?
But
Seriously.
also, what? Like, of all the places,
Right. It's a major city with advanced technology, like, oh, I don't know, cameras.
yeah.
And, all right, okay, fine, whatever. I'm going for a walk.
It doesn't make sense to me, man. It's like certain things about stuff just don't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Again, dumb shit. That is a
Like,
stupid move, no doubt about it. That's a
I
dumbass
can't do
move,
it.
but all
I
right,
just
I
can't
guess,
do it.
dude. I hope you didn't do it on a dare. They hope they was paying you a lot. They had to be paying you at
Man,
least 7 figures to pull some crazy shit like that.
I'm gonna
So
need eight to nine. Like
yeah, because
yes,
I'm
I
not
need
getting out for a
$100 million
while.
because they are going to find me. Like I can never be seen in public again. I gotta get rid of the gun I used. I gotta get rid of the clothes I wore. I gotta ditch the car I had. I gotta leave the country.
I
I gotta
need
go to a country that they
reconstructive
don't extradite
surgery.
to this country. Like I gotta have money for me and like 3 generations of my children because they're gonna find me. Like,
I need money for reconstructive
you
surgery
know what
once
I'm
I
saying?
get to that
I need a new
non-extradition
face.
country.
I need a new body. Matter of fact, I need a new skin tone. Damn it! Like this
Right.
is ridiculous.
It's like, man, look, I need to be white now. I'm sorry, this ain't gonna work.
Like, yo,
Like, give me that new Michael Jackson. I need that. That was wrong. Lord, I'm sorry. I don't mean that. Yes, I do.
I
I'm sorry.
just I don't get it, fam. Like why? Why?
Again, dumb shit. I've done my fair share of dumb shit in my life, and I'm paying for it to this day. Still, some
Yeah,
of it.
this is a whole lot different.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to a friend of mutual friend of ours, and I was telling her I'm out of karmic state penitentiary on parole right now. It's like I'm on probation since I've served time. Karma called up to me, and I served my time, most of it, and they let me out for good behavior. So now I'm on parole and I'm trying not to fuck up because I don't want to go back. It's like, no, I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio and Catch Me If You Can when it comes to karma, and I'm like, okay, I got caught and it was bad, and now I'm like, okay, I like to work on the good side of karma because I don't want to deal with that shit anymore. Oh, that was ugly.
Man.
But now I'm out. And guess who's probably still paying? They're probably still running from the karmic
Hmm.
law. Let them keep running from the karmic law. I can't wait till they catch up with them and fuck them with a cactus. Oh, I didn't. I didn't. I don't mean that. Yes, I do. Shut up. I mean that. Don't judge me. Damn it.
Oh man, but yeah. So that's
Just get
our
for
that's our
hopping out the fucking window. That's all I'm
yeah.
saying.
That's what happens when you're a friendly assassin. What can I say?
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to pay for it. I
True.
will say, and folks are noticing I'm in a much more subdued state. A lot of shit's going on, people. Well, we can talk about it later. Uh, that subject particularly won't come up outside of
Mm-hmm.
outside of me and you's conversation off this radio show. But no, man, I'm in a calmer state because I'm dealing with some stuff. It's one of those times. I didn't think it was going to affect me, and it's affecting me. Um, but oh, this is hilarious. I wanted to get to something that I think people need to be ready for, and I think this is the right podcast to talk about it on. August is coming, and according to the last discussion I had with Denise and Felix, who are friends of uh, Double Toasted and are always there at the shows. Apparently, April is going to be when they announce the actual like proper dates for the DT anniversary party.
I can't wait.
And so with Ronin here, because he always comes down, I want to tell us to the world. Not only are we going to do a live episode of the Wrath of Ruthless in Austin, Texas. Not only will we be there partying and being ridiculous with the DT crew, but my goal between now and then is to get at least one person from DT on the show. Because I know the MCA will be there and they'll be on the show, but my goal is to get somebody from DT on the show. And in celebration of this future thing that's just going to happen, we're inviting everybody out. If you have ever worked for the Wrath of Ruthless, if you've ever worked on anything for Words Don't Do It Justice, if you're just a friend of me or Ronin or Rain or anybody, come down to Austin. I need to know if you're going to be staying with us because we will be renting a place to stay, so that we can increase the size of the location we're getting. But get a hold of us. We're going to be down there because it may be 2 shows. We're going to be down there about half a week to a week ahead of time uh, before things get started. So we'll be around Austin kicking it and having a lot of fun. So feel free to come in for that. But for that weekend, Thursday to what are we doing? Tuesday, Thursday to Tuesday, or Friday to Tuesday, something like that.
I'm free. It's whatever for me, man.
Is it? Yeah, I think
At
it's
this
like.
point,
Well, no, I think we're getting. I think we talked about the house from Thursday to Tuesday.
I remember it was Thursday to Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so Thursday to Tuesday, the second weekend of August, uh, we'll be down there. So here's how this is gonna work. We're gonna get a space big enough for me, Ronan, Silent K, and possibly one other major guest. Beyond that, if we need to balloon up in size, we have plenty of places that have already said, if you need bigger, we got space for you to do it bigger with this other property we have. So we need to know from you if you're coming with us by the end of May. I think May 31st is our deadline on that. So May 31st on that. If you are in but aren't staying with us, you just want to be on the show, you just want to come hang out and have fun, any of that stuff, all you gotta do is let us know where in Austin you'll be staying in August. Um, Definitely, where Ronin is dealing with the wonderful sounds of nature. No, but let us know where you're staying at in August in Austin, and we will let you know the days that we're doing recordings. If you probably haven't guessed, yes, we are doing a live show, but other than the live show, everything is going to be taped while we're down there. So let us know where you're staying at. We'll let you know where we're at so that you can come to that location whenever we're doing shows. And yeah, we're going to try and find a day to get some DT folks on the show. That may be a pre-recorded thing. I don't know what their schedules are like. If that's not a pre-recorded thing, then we'll let you know that if that's the live show and what we're going to be at for that live show. But there'll be plenty of space. It will include, yeah, Ronan, I'm calling it right now. It will include some barbecue and some adult beverages, and some soft beverages as well for you non-adult beverage drinkers. But yeah, so be ready. We're doing it big because that's folks don't fully know the situation. I'll kind of explain it before we get into kind of just me and Ronan continuing to talk here. Of course, when we started Words Don't Do It Justice, that was 2013. Ronan and I both became fans of Double Toasted not too long after that. Once I got back to Kansas City and everything, uh, when in 2014 and whatnot, when they did the first anniversary party, neither of us could go down there, but and I was because I was heading off to the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So when we got back, we went down to Austin. When I got back, we went down to Austin and just got to hung out with them. Got to see the show. Hung out for a few days. I think we did Sunday. Did we do Sunday to Wednesday that time? Was that what that was?
Let me take a look.
I
If I'm
think
not
that was Sunday to
mistaken, that
Wednesday.
was December.
I feel like we left
Yes,
on
it
a
was.
Wednesday.
Because it was
Yeah,
December 8th and 9th, I remember.
yeah. So
Oh,
we,
yeah. Yeah, because my off days were Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday or something like that. Some shit.
yeah. So
Oh.
we flew down. We hung out with the DT crew, and a lot of the toasties out there. That's when they first began to embrace us. Um, when we brought back the Wrath of Ruthless as a show. Now that I was back on U.S. soil and could record in legitimate time, that after we got to do that, Toasties really embraced us there. Of course, I've always supported Words Don't Do It Justice, and as we kind of did the lead up to the second anniversary, I got more involved with the MCA. They came and checked us out. They sent folks to us out to the Midnight Chat Attack. They have still continued to support us. Tons of you folks have kind of driven in over time and have made up the viewer base for us. And they've continued to do so. So whenever DT does stuff, because Corey has shouted us out multiple times, um, I always make sure that we have some kind of presence there, just as a thank you. Uh, and so yeah, this year we're gonna do a little bit bigger. Like I said, we're gonna try and get one of them on. Who knows who it'll be? If don't get me wrong, if I could somehow talk everybody from DT to coming on, I would totally try that. But we'll try that next year when I have plenty of timing and I'm not getting ready to move somewhere. Um, so look for that in August. Be ready for us. And shout out to all the toasties. Shout out to the Spilios and refugees out there in Refugees Spill too. People I don't forget about them. They've embraced me despite the fact that I wasn't one of them. But moving on, I wanted to have you kind of talk about where what's your next thing that you want to do is, and also tell folks about disc golf because like people don't know how like into disc golf you really are, man. You gotta tell them a little bit about that.
Oh my God. Disc golf is That is my official drug of choice next to Call of Duty. Nothing against Battlefield because I will play Battlefield if I had it. I just don't have it. Don't judge me. God damn it. I just like shooting people in the face. I just think it's funny. Anyway, disc golf is actually one of my favorite activities to do because it's one of those activities that's one anybody of any age can play. You don't, and any athletic background doesn't matter. It's really a very casual game slash sport, so you can actually get out and enjoy that. Two, it is a very social atmosphere. So when you're out playing, you meet a lot of cool people and stuff like that. Plus, most disc golf courses are in parks, so you're actually out in the fresh air, getting some exercise in because the courses are usually pretty huge and walking around. Now, one in Nashville that they have is Seven Oaks Park. Seven Oaks Park is the first disc golf course that I played on here in Nashville, and I'm
Mhm.
not gonna lie, I'm super spoiled by it because it's a there's a volunteer group that actually goes out and maintains the course, and they try to come up with new obstacles and things like that. They really are turning that place into something truly phenomenal from what I saw.
Oh wow.
One of the best things I like about disc golf is, I mean, again, it's basically the same rules as regular golf for those people who actually go out and hit the links. I don't. I just like going to the driving range because that's about as far as I'm going. But I'm not gonna lie, it's much easier that way. But it's the same, pretty much the same rules as golf, except instead of knocking a ball into a hole, you're throwing a specialized disc into a chain link basket, and it's super cool. Again, most of the stuff that I learned from YouTube, but one of my personal life goals is to play on at least one course in every state. So
Now, are
that and
there
that
courses
includes
in every
Alaska and
state?
Hawaii.
Are there courses in
I
every state?
don't know actually.
Hmm.
I don't know yet. I'm actually looking into that. But so far, I can tell you I do have 6 states under my belt. So far, I have California, Missouri, Tennessee, Texas, Florida, and North Carolina. Played in each court. I played a course in each one of those states. I definitely want to go ahead and get Kentucky and Alabama under my belt since they're right here. Wish we'd have had time to play when we went out to Vegas for my birthday. But yeah, because reasons. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. So yeah, I'll just have to make a return trip and at some point get out there and play. But and also Kansas, because at least then Kansas is right there if I come home.
Right,
So
right.
so that but my goal by the end of this year is to have at least 10 states under my belt. So that's 4 more states to add. Uh, but dude, disc golf is one of those things that like I said, anybody can play it. And the thing is, there is a professional disc golf association. So if you're the type of person who wants to play competitively and things like that, you can actually play in amateur tournaments. Or if you really want to go, if you want to turn pro, you can actually register to turn pro and get a professional number. I haven't turned pro yet because I'm not nearly at that level. But I will say one of the coolest experiences that I've had was actually getting to meet 3-time U.S. disc golf champion Will Shoestrick. That guy is an awesome guy. Other than that, man, I play regularly just because again, I just try to stay as active as possible because I
Mhm.
do. If I don't, I'm one of those people I can't sit still for very long. That's why working in call centers is not exactly my cup of tea. But I do it because money, and until
Right.
I can do other things because money. But yeah, man, it's like, dude, you can check it. I would say definitely check out some YouTube videos on disc golf and some like they have some sick trick shot videos, man, that are awesome. So yeah, other than that, that is my other activity other than kayaking because we live near the lake. So
Hey,
again, it's
hey.
all about staying active, bro. But yeah, we will definitely definitely get out to a course. I will find a way to get out to a course if we go to Austin or something like that. But
Well, there was
other
that
than that,
course. There is that course there in Austin. I remember that one.
right?
Yeah, that was nice.
I
It looked cool.
was
It just had that broken bridge.
yes,
Yeah. We get out there. One, we can't find the first hole, and so we go to the first hole we can find, which it turns out was in like the eighth or something like that.
yeah,
And so this guy comes up with his kid. He's disc golfing with his kid. His kid's in the stroller, and he's just walking the course, which I think honestly is a pretty cool thing. Like, I'm not a dad, obviously, neither is Ronan here, but I was like, all right, that's a good way to kind of like be outside, be active, but still have your kid around. I like that. But he's
Hmm.
like, yeah, I'll take you to the first hole. So we go over to try and find the first hole, and this bridge looks like it has gotten like destroyed, and this area has not been unlocked yet in a video game.
Right.
Like, there's like half the bridge, then there's this like massive like hill to climb down, and you're gonna have to climb back up to get back on top of it. And to his credit, he gets his kid down in the stroller, then he gets down there and he climbs to the other side, and I'm just like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm
Wow.
looking at I'm looking at Ronan like, I mean, go, dude, go have fun. He's like, nah, man, it's like, we're gonna head out. This is crazy. Like, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
like, let's climb down this like into this small. It was like a small little like stream, but with like a high cliff on each side where the bridge was. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm not doing this. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah. I was like, granted, I'm not. I was like, yeah, I could, but I'm sorry. I don't just leave my friends like, all right, well, I'm going. No, no. Look, we're going. It's like either we're going or it's like, okay, we now if all of us can't make it, we ain't going. We'll
Uh,
leave. You win, course. You win. I'm done playing. But yeah, man. Also, but speaking of golf, also, I'm hoping to God that they do hurry up with Top Golf here in Nashville, man.
man, y'all
They keep
slipping.
saying it's supposed to be. They say it's supposed to be in. They say it's supposed to be here, and it's supposed to be up by the end of the summer. I'm like, well, God damn it,
They were
hurry
supposed to
up,
be
because
done by the fall last year.
yes, they were. And I'm like, okay, this is a bunch of zoning stuff, and it was kind of like with Hard Knocks. I'm pretty sure they got another laser tag thing down in Nashville now instead of Hard Knocks, which bums me out. But that's okay because they got Nashville Airsoft, and that shit is awesome. So hurts
Mm.
like hell, but it's freaking worth it. But
Mhm.
you know what? I really do hope they get Top Golf here because that venue would generate so much money, so much money because of the amount of people that are moving here. It's ridiculous. But hey, whatever. And I'm not gonna lie, Tennessee loves money, so they like money and they like keeping it in the state. So which is smart. But dude,
Exactly.
yeah, disc golf is that's gonna be my straight out. That's for those people, and the reason why I highly recommend everybody at least try to play it a couple times, at least once or twice. You you will get hooked. But even more so, it's a great sport that's not extremely strenuous on the body. So if you're kind of an older person who really wants to just try to stay active, but you don't like just going for jogs and stuff like that, dude, play disc golf. It gives you something to do. So, but yeah.
Yeah, man. No, I, I will say though, like we think about the activity you get out of disc golf. It's one of those things, man. Like it's a really good movement without strain, but it's also a good place to just kind of go clear your head
Mm-hmm.
because you're out there
Man.
at the course and you just get a chance to think. We do that. Obviously, you and I, we walk and talk or ride and talk for that matter, all the time. Anyway, like that's just
Mm-hmm.
our thing. But it's a good way to just kind of clear your head, think about stuff, put things in perspective. That's always a good thing. It's always a good escape to do that, and at the same time, you're optimizing yourself with that.
Exactly. And it is. That was the other thing I didn't expound on. I'm glad you picked up on that. But yeah, dude, it's like it's a great way to go out and just be by yourself and just chill out. If you got headphones, listen to headphones while you're playing. Just look around so you don't get bopped in the head, cause yeah, that shit hurts.
Mhm.
But other than that, I mean, other cool thing, you can bring beer. Like who does you? It's a game you can play with beer. That's not beer pong. So it's like, oh yeah, just walk, throw your discs, have a beer, keep going. Oh man,
So I feel like that'd be the perfect one
and
to have a
whoever,
backpack on. Yeah, the backpack that like
yeah,
the hydration backpacks that have the water tank in them. Just like fill that with your alcoholic
mm-hmm.
beverage of choice and just keep
Get you,
walking.
Get your Camelback full of booze. You'll be out. Get your Camelback full of Bud Light or whatever your preferred beer of choice
Uh,
is. Or for those of you who are a little more astute, a little more upper class, go ahead and get your Camelback full of whatever wine you want to take and just
box of
enjoy.
wine. Get your Franzia in there.
See, if
I would love to
Franzia
see
and
that.
Camelback,
I would
oh
love to
my,
see like a dude with just like a Franzia backpack, like disc golfing. I would love it.
you know what's
Uh,
gonna happen now. I
it's
guarantee
probably happening as we're talking about this. That's the thing.
Franzia and Camelback will merge, and
Oh man.
they will come up with that device, and they will make so much money
Well,
off
all you
of
gotta
it.
do is really all you gotta do is stick the hosing into the Franzia bag and take it out of the box,
True.
and you'd have it right there.
Oh, that's insane.
Somebody is thinking that right now.
Yep. Good luck to you, whoever does it, because you are going to be lit as.
And
Or get your
there's
favorite.
some hardcore bro right now that's got like a pony keg in his backpack. It's like I'm lifting and playing disc golf, bro. Yeah, bro.
Put your protein shake in there, man. Get your gains. I'm telling you, that's how you do it.
It's your keg.
And if you really want to be down home, go on and get you a jar of Shine and go on and just pour
Oh
it
hell
on in
yeah.
there.
Listen,
See if you
go
can
go
make it
ahead
the
and get
whole
you some peach
18.
lightning. Go ahead and put some peach lightning in there. Get ready to go. Everybody be all right.
See if you can make it the whole 18.
You know they
Oh my
can't.
god.
You know they can't. Like let's not even play like that.
I'm tempted to try that.
For
I'd
you
die, but it'd be worth it.
city slickers who don't understand what peach lightning is, moonshine is delicious, and yeah, go get you some.
Hmm.
I don't care whether you get the
Oh,
legal stuff. I don't care whether you stab it out of a mountain. I don't care if you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, and you gotta do a bunch of backwoods driving to get it. Get you some and just enjoy life. There are plenty
and
of
there it
places.
is.
That's the thing. There are plenty of places these days that have legal moonshine. Obviously, I know you can remember back when we went down to Orlando. What in the world is that?
Hmm.
Uh,
That is. That's actually one of the bathrooms. That's the pipes. So my bad. Yeah,
sounds like a
I'm
plane
sitting
taking
up
off.
against the wall. Yeah, it's like all that sound is reverberating off the walls, and my back is against the wall, so it's probably reverberating off of me as well. It's like
I must
that.
say, like I know you're in the
Yeah,
flight path for Nashville, but dear Lord, man, I didn't know you were gonna take this thing on the fucking runway.
right. Yeah. See, now somebody's running some water in the bathroom next to me,
No
so
worries.
they must be running the bath water.
No worries, no worries. I just no, I was gonna say, you know, even when we went down when you've been down to Orlando, obviously some
Hmm.
other places that you and I have gone, there's plenty of legal moonshine these days. And I don't know about in the Northeast and things of that nature, but for the Midwest and the South, it's pretty much everywhere.
You can have a box of wine, or you can have a box of Shine. I think I'll
Exactly.
take the latter.
Yeah, yeah. So, and we're not going to go too much longer here. Lord knows we've been doing this for just about an hour. But I did want to kind of, before you get out of here, anything you
Hmm.
want to, want to pub, anything you want to, talk about coming up, uh, you know, any of that, anything that's just on your mind, man.
You know what? I mean, honestly, there's not a lot going on right now. I mean, again, one of the biggest things right now, I do, uh, in addition to my job, I mean, I do some travel. I'm actually beta testing a travel site right now through my own company. And one of the things I'd like to do is I'm trying to find more beta testers for the site. What it
Mm.
does is it basically, whatever you decide, however you decide to book your travel, whether it's a hotel, rental car, anything like that, you can actually book it through the Vortex. And what it does is it will take whatever information you have, it will run it through, the majority of travel sites on there, your most popular travel sites, and it will see if it can. It'll find their best deal and see if they can't make it even better for you as far as price wise, with tax included. Anybody who is interested in trying to beta test it, you can go to My Vortex. That's MYVORTEX 365.com. Now the number it's myvortex.com/1212568. Again, that's myvortex.com/1212568. All you have to do is just go there. Again, this is just an opportunity for you to test it out. It's free. It's a free account. You can you can either create your own username, like email and password, a free account, or you can even sign in through your Facebook or social media. Basically, again, go in, give it a whirl, try it out, run some numbers. If you guys are planning a cruise, or if you're planning on going out of town, even if you just want to rent a car for a few days, if you're going out of town, things like that. I'll tell you, I use it personally all the time when I come home to Kansas City, and I will find some of the best deals, just on major hotels and things like that for when I'm staying back home, or even when I went out of town. I actually went to North Carolina at the end of January, and it was only for a couple of days, and I actually only paid about $60 for a hotel room, which was actually pretty nice. So again, that's my shameless plug, basically. But again, I mean, the main thing, honestly, that I try to take, I'd love to pass on to our viewers, man, is again, we've been doing this for almost 4 years now, man, pretty much. And when it started out, it was just a hobby for us. We were just kind of like, you know what, let's just try it. Let's just do this for ourselves, see what we can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And we just became more consistent when it eventually went from a blog and evolved into a podcast. And then now it's evolved from a podcast to just a mega podcast where we've grown in viewership, we've grown in everything. And I mean, if anybody who's listening to this, if you guys have something that you're trying to do that you want to get off the ground, honestly, man, just do it. Trust me, do it. Regardless of whether your friends think it's silly, or you're if they don't, if whoever you talk to or you're closest to, or if you're like, that won't work, or how do they know? Only you know it's going to work if you do it. So I mean, the main, and again, I was saying this on one of my videos on my entrepreneurship page on Facebook. Please feel free to stop by there. I do post a lot of motivational stuff. Have some videos. Just stop by and drop a like. Be much appreciated. But one of the things that I do now is I just advise people. It's basically it's simple. It's 3 steps. First step is to decide. Like, you just decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go for this. I'm going to do it. And then once you do that, the next step is just to act. Take action immediately. Just take action in a direction. Even if you stumble, even if you crawl, it doesn't matter. Just take action and do it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you become with it. Then you'll become proficient and things like that. And then the last step of that is to commit to your action. So it's going to get tough. It's going to be difficult. You might run into a couple of roadblocks here and there. You might even run into people who are just telling you you're wasting your time, that it's stupid. But if it's something that you've decided to do and you've already taken the action, just have the commitment to see it through. And I assure you, when you commit to your decision to act, you'll get it. It takes as long as it takes. That's what one of my mentors told me. I never asked him, how long is it going to take me to be successful with my endeavors and this, that, and other. He just said it takes as long as it takes. There's no specific time frame. But that's one of the main things I do want to leave everyone with. A fun thought exercise that I would highly recommend, and it's actually one that I'm going through right now, is write down what your life is going to be like 1 year from now. Just, just use. I don't care if you use your imagination or just write it down. Just get a pen and paper and say 1 year from now, and speak in present tense, like I am, or I have, or I am doing. And then the next step of that is 5 years from now, and then the next step is 10 years from now, and just see what you come up with. And honestly, and be honest with yourself. Don't bullshit yourself. I don't care how corny it is. I don't care how corny it sounds. I don't care if you say I'm just gonna wake up naked and play Call of Duty every day with $400 million in my bank account, and that's all you do. Fine, that's cool. If that's what you want to do, but be honest with what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And I assure you, Matter of fact, I mean, while I'm sitting here, I'm actually looking for something that I wrote down back in 2013, and I'll share it with everybody today. Give me just a second to find it. But again, that's really the gist of that. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can't find it because it's when I say it, I will tell you I truly am living that right now, and it's ridiculous. So let's see. This was yeah. So basically, what it says, man, I wrote this down on a legal pad when I was still staying in Kansas City. I said, you know what? I desire to live a life of a. I desire to live a fun, low stress, actively enjoyable lifestyle filled with unlimited opportunities for mental, physical, and financial growth and expansion, where my fierce independence can reach its full potential. Come what may, I will accomplish this.
And
And
there it
you know
is.
what? I mean, Ruthless can tell you the things that I've been through in the last just the last 3 to 5 years. And the last 3 to 5 years have not been the most fun time ever. I will
Yeah.
say that. But because of everything that I've made it through, and I kept that with me because sure enough, man, like in the last 2 years, I've made more money than I've ever had. You know, I've made more money in the last 2 years than I was making 5, 6 years ago. I've traveled more in the last 2 years than I've traveled in the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. I've networked with more powerful people, helping build this podcast and stuff, and just being a supporting, active contributor to it whenever possible. I've been able to have more options in my life and opportunities, and my life has only been improving since then. And I know it's only going to go further. And I've had more fun and low stress and less drama in the last 2 years than I've had in the last 10. And anybody who knows me, who has, personally, who's listening to this, can also attest to that. So again, man, it doesn't matter. Again, the main thing is you only got you have to live it like you have to live your life like you only got one. Like there is no you're not coming back or there is no afterlife. You have to live like that. It may be, it may not be, but while you're here, you might as well do whatever it is that you really want to do. Again, life is entirely too short to not get what you want out of it, and it's damn sure entirely too short to take yourself too seriously. So you might as well laugh it up because you're not going to get out of it alive anyway. That's all I got to say.
Hey, man. That's master yourself, man. Know thyself first, and
Truly.
then can you only be in the path to mastering thyself. That's what it is, man. But we are gonna get out of here. We're gonna get on to our next segment. Of course, you folks are thinking, okay, well, you said two. I'm like, yeah, Roddy's gonna be in with this recording as well. But we're gonna get to his, of course, next. Ron, this won't be the last time we'll talk to you. I know we've got a big recording coming up for a particular subject that you had here in a couple weeks. So we'll have
Okay.
to we'll be ready for that. Will that be a live episode in Nashville? Will it be recorded in Nashville and played for you the week after? Will there be guest appearances by people you've heard talked about on this very podcast? Tune in next time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh. No, man,
Bruh.
it was good to have you back on again, man. Glad to hear things are doing well. For the folks again, you can always reach him. He does hang out in the Justice League, so if you post stuff over there, he is always randomly able to respond. You never know when he's going to show up. Of course, uh, feel free to email us with stuff that you have for him. And yeah, if you're in Nashville, hang out with Ronin. Like what?
Yeah. I
Like
mean, definitely. You can
there
find
is
me on.
fuck
You can.
all else to do there. Go hang out with Ronin.
Exactly. I'm around, man. I mean, you might catch me. I might be your Uber driver. You never know. So it's like, you know what I look like. Just find me on Facebook. Marlon D. Ennis Dixon is my actual name. So, please feel free to stop by my entrepreneurship page. Drop a like for me. Just, check out some of the stuff that I've posted, personal stuff, and just other things that I'll find because I'm on YouTube like crazy all the time. But other than that, I am trying to go ahead and get my Twitter game back together. So I'll start posting on Twitter as well. at MNSDixon. So you can find me at Twitter also. But yeah, man, if you're ever in Nashville or anything, you guys just want to meet up and even have a drink or something like that. I know a couple of cool places for UT drinkers out there. Uh, I know a perfect local
Marlon, no
spot,
black people
man.
allowed to drink tea anytime soon.
Actually, you'd be surprised, man.
No, 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 no,
I got
no,
a
no.
little.
You didn't see Get Out. We are not drinking tea anytime soon.
Oh,
Nah,
gotcha.
uh.
Yeah, I won't go see it because of that. Like, nah, man,
Yeah,
please
yeah. You
don't
better.
don't
If
don't ruin my
there's,
tea experience.
I'm fairly certain Ronin has not been converted. So, otherwise,
I can't,
if you
I can't deal with that, man.
if you see white women with tea, run,
Oh
run.
yeah, no, that's the thing. I know the deal, but I'm like, don't, please don't. I was like, when I saw the trailer for it, I straight was like, man, y'all gonna ruin tea for me. Don't do this. I got a local spot with a great business owner that I have a great solid rapport with. Now I'm scared because she's a white lady too, really cool. But there's a tea shop. Now I'm like, God damn it. And I don't drink coffee, and I'm not going to Starbucks either.
No, I don't fuck with coffee.
I'll take my chances.
Fuck with it. But yeah, folks,
Well,
take
ain't
care.
shit.
We will, of course, see y'all next time. Like I said, get in touch with us between now and May 31st. Is May 31st a month? I can't remember. I always forget.
Yes,
I want to
May
say May
is the
31st.
31st month.
Yeah, so get with us by
May is
Wednesday,
the
May
31st.
31st, 2017, to let us know if you are going to be joining us in the house in August for the DT anniversary party. And of course, our live episode of The Wrath of Ruthless. And if you're just going to be in Austin that weekend, which as of right now we know is only the second weekend in August, it may get moved to the third, but right now it's the second weekend in August. So we're looking at probably the 10th or the 11th as the recording date. We'll let us know if you're going to be coming over for the live recording. And in general, if you're going to be in Austin, if you're a Toasty, if you're a Spilio, if you're, from, Geek Illuminati, Kinky Land, Geek Minds Think Alike, let's see here, Refugees of Spill, the Arcadia Project, 3AL, Safe State Society, um, place where nerds do nerdy stuff. Uh, if you're a follower of mine on Twitter, if you're just an old school Justice League or super fan for Words Don't Do It Justice, let us know. We'll be down there. Like I said, we're gonna celebrate with DT, and we're gonna have some fun down there, do some live stuff. I can't tell you all the secrets because, frankly, words don't do it justice. For Ronan, I have been the Ruthless Wonder. We will see you next time. Bye bye.
Later.